Hello guys, welcome back to Tech Projects. I am back with another video, and in this video we are going to see how to create a calculator in Android Studio which can evaluate any expression. So I write on thumbnail only video on YouTube, so this is not a clickbait, and this is true. So in just 1 minute I am going to show the calculator demo video of calculator. So first of all I want to say one thing: if you are from Java background or if you are from Kotlin background, so it does not matter, you can create this calculator because I am going to write the code in Kotlin. But if you want to create this calculator in Java, you can also do it because the logic is same, the XML code is same. You have to just change the syntax and it is very easy. So now let's see the demo of the calculator. So for this I open my application. So I open this application so you can see. Now first of all, the layout of the calculator is completely responsive and it can work in any size of mobile phone. So now let's see how it works. So let us suppose if I enter any number, so I enter this number, then I want to perform any operation. Let us suppose I want to perform add operation, so I click on add. Then in previous calculator I upload a calculator in Java previously, and on YouTube there are lots of calculator present and they are not able to calculate the expression result of more than 2 numbers, but this calculator can evaluate any expression. So let's see. So let us suppose if I want to add 2, so when I add 2, you can see I get the result on down side. Now if I want to multiply it by 3, you can see, and it is follow the BODMAS rule. So according to BODMAS the result is this. So if I want to multiply by 36, then you can see it is going to be the correct result, and it is very fast. As I type the number, I am getting the result. So you can see it is very fast. Now if I backspace is the character, you can see now I am getting the same result again. So you can see this is very amazing calculator which can evaluate any expression. Like you can perform any operation and it is work fine every time. It is working fine, and at last I give a clear button to clear everything. Now one more thing I want to say. Let us suppose if I does not want to see the previous result, or we can say previous enter number. So let us suppose if I enter this thing, you can see I am getting this result. So if I click on equal, you can see now the result display here, and now you can perform this calculation. So it can perform any kind of a calculation. You can see it is same as the calculator which is present in your normal Android devices. So we are going to create this kind of calculator in today's video, and this video is the only video on YouTube because I use JavaScript engine to evaluate any kind of expression. So now let's start the tutorial and see how to create this amazing calculator. So for this you have to open your Android Studio and click on file, then you have to click on new, then new project, then select empty activity, click on next, and from here you can give any name. I give calculator tutorial, so this is fine. Now from here you have to select Java, Kotlin, it is your choice. I am going to use Kotlin today, and click on finish. So first of all we are going to design the layout file and then we will write the Java code. So let's start writing the code. So open your activity main XML file and I click here and click on split, and from here change the constraint layout to native layout first, and we are going to create the responsive design. So you are going to learn lots of things in this today's video. So I delete this text view. Now first of all add a background color here. So you can give any background color, it is your choice, it completely depend on you. You can use my color code or you can use your own color code, it is your choice. So my color code is this. Okay, it is fine. Now here I need to edit text. So I open my project, previous one, calculator using Kotlin, and if I open this layout files, activity main XML file, so you can see here I need 2 edit text, one for entering the number and one for showing the result. So let's start designing this. So first of all it is better to take a linear layout here. So take an open bracket, type here linear layout, and then give the layout with match parent, height, wrap content, and orientation vertical, and then close this. Now inside this what we need to edit text. So that edit text is scrollable edit text. So if you enter more number and which is not able to fit inside this edit text, so we can able to scroll. So we are going to see how to design this. So first of all layout with match parent and height wrap content is fine, and for now you can set any text. So it is better to make it empty because by default calculator does not contain nothing. Set the text color, so you can set any text color, it is your choice. I set white, and after this you have to give the clickable false. So why clickable false? So because no one want to know, because I don't want so anyone click on the edit text to enter a number. And then after this we have to use here focusable and pass here true, and then you have to type here scroll horizontally and pass here true, and then single line pass here true, and after this cursor visible to show the cursor, so pass true, and vertical scrolling position, and set it to right. Then after this, give a background. So I take a @Android and type here color transparent. This is the background which I want to give, and now you can see it is fine. Now give the padding. So padding 10 dB is fine, but you can give any padding, it is your choice. Then you have to type here text alignment, and text alignment view end. And then after this you have to give the text size. So text size 50 sp is fine, and at last give any id. So I give the id name input number, but you can give any id name, it is your choice. And then close this. So let's check it whether it is working or not. So if I enter some number here inside that text, so you can see it is working fine. Now I am going to use some different font here. So I open my previous project and I copy this font directory. So I will also provide this link in description, so you can use this font too if you want to use this font. So I come inside my resource folder and Control V, so it will automatically paste that here, and this is the font name Ser. So if I type here font family and I type here Ser, you can see it is showing here. So now it is fine. So if I enter a number, so you can see this font is amazing. Now below this, what I need one more edit text to show the result. So for this I have to take an open bracket again and type here edit text and set the layout with match parent and height of the edit text wrap content. Set the text and give the text nothing. And then after this you have to give the text color, and you can give any text color, it is your choice. So this time I want to use this one. So D1CECE, this is my color code. And then you have to type here ellipse size, and then after this you have to give the text size. So whatever you want to give the text size you can give. I give 25 sp. And then after this you have to type here focusable false and clickable false. Then after this background, and give the background color transparent. And then you have to give the id is result. Then again text alignment, and text alignment is view end. And at last you have to give a padding. So padding 10 dp is fine. And then last font family, and I'm going to use this font again Ser. Close this. So if I type any number here, so you can see it is fine. So you can add text style bold, it is your choice. So I don't want to add a text style bold. Now this design is finished. So if I minimize this and if I minimize this, so this both things contain inside this linear layout. So you can see this is created successfully. Now below this linear layout, what we need buttons. So let's start designing button, and our button contain a ripple effect also. So for adding the ripple effect, first of all we have to create a drawable file for ripple, and then we are able to create a button. So first of all let's create a drawable file for ripple. So right click here, then new, then click on drawable source file, and you can give any file name, it is your choice. And I give ripple, and from here instead of selector you have to type here ripple. So this one, so it is showing error. So it is saying to required Android color, so that's why. So now inside this ripple effect you can pass your color code, it is your choice, whatever you want to pass. So you can use my color code, it is your choice. You can use your own color code, it is your choice. So my color code is 60656C. This is fine. Now after this, what we have to do, after this bracket we have to take an item to define the shape of ripple, and you can give any id name. I give the shape, it is your choice. Now you have to close this, and inside this take a shape, Android shape rectangle. And then after this you have to give the solid color. So come outside from this bracket and type here, inside this type here solid and give the color, and you can use this, you have to use here same color code. So I copy this color code and I paste the color code here. So it is fine. Now ripple effect is created successfully. Now also after the ripple effect, what I need also a background color for our button. So I take a item here, and then I type here Android ID and give the ID name here background. You can give any ID name, it is your choice. It is not compulsory to give any ID, but it is better choice to give. Then after this you have to give the Android shape rectangle. First of all close this and shape rectangle, and then at last we have to take a solid Android color, and inside this pass the button color. So whatever the color you want to use. So my color code is 343A40. So this is the my color code. So now we are ready to create the button. So first of all, we have to create a responsive design of our calculator. So how we can responsive design? So first of all, try to think out by yourself how you can create a responsive design for a calculator, and in a very easy way. So before creating the design, first of all, I want to show the design. So if I open this project, so you can see this is the completely responsive design. So let us suppose if I select the 6-point size screen size, you can see it is working fine. So if I click on 10 in screen size, you can see it is still working fine. So this is the completely responsive design. Now we have to see how to create this kind of design. So try to understand one thing. You can see these are the rows: 1 row, 2 row, 3 row, 4th row, 5th row. So these are placed horizontally, but these are the buttons, and we can say columns. So these columns are placed vertically. So first of all, we will create this column, and we have to place all buttons vertically, and then we will create similar 4 rows like this column, and then we place this horizontally. So it is a little bit confusing. So let's see how to do this kind of coding, and this is it is going to very amazing of this video. So first of all, let's take a linear layout here, take an open bracket, type here linear layout, and we want to place first set the layout with height and match parent rep content. It is fine. Then after this, we have to align this, align parent bottom pass to. So, and after this, we have to set the orientation horizontal, because we want 5 rows like this, 1 2 3 4 5 like this, and we give any ID. So you can give any ID name. I give the ID name button layout. It is fine. Now after this, close this. Now inside this linear layout, what I need again a linear layout. So I type here linear layout and set the layout with match parent height rep content and set the orientation vertical. So this is fine. Now close this. Now after this, inside this linear layout, first of all, we have to create a button. So let's see how to create a button. So for this, say, take an open bracket, type here button. So I'm going to use this one, android.widget. So I'm going to use this one, android.widget.button, this one. Set the layout with match parent height 80 dp is fine of button. You can see it is fine. This button is placed here successfully. Now for now, I can set the text here C. This is the clear button which is present here. Then after this, we have to give the font family SA. So it is fine. Then after this, we have to give the text style, text size 30 sp. It is fine, and give the text style bold. And give any text color. First of all, give the text color, and give the text color white, and give the background, and give the background ripple. And after this, what we have to do, we have to set the gravity center to place the text into the center always. So this is fine. Now close this. Now one button is created successfully. Now I want to create 5 buttons. So I copy, Control C copy, and paste the buttons here. Control V, Control V, Control V, and Control V. So you can see 5 buttons placed here successfully. Now if I open my design, you can see this contains 6 7 4 1 0 0. So I have to make change here. So this is the 7. So I can make the change, simply text here 7, and I give the, first of all, I forget to give the ID name here. So come inside this and give the ID name. We want to use inside our Kotlin file, that's why. So I give the ID name clear here, and here I have to give the ID name button 7. So it is always better to give the ID name correspond to networking. So instead of clear, what I need here, button 7, and then here we have a button 4. So click on this and paste the ID and change the ID name to button 4, and also make change inside the text. This is 4. Then click on this. This is the button 1. So first of all, paste the ID code here, and this is the ID of button 1, and also make change here. And at last, what we have, copy the Control C, we paste the code here, and this is our button 00. So button 00, make sure your ID name is different, otherwise it's going to show error. So you can see now it is created successfully. Now you can see these 5 buttons placed here perfectly. It does not matter what is the screen size. It always going to perfectly placed here. So now we have to see how to create responsive design for, because this is only 1 column and we need 4 columns. So this is placed here. So if I minimize this, and if I minimize this button, if I minimize this button, if I minimize this button, and if I minimize this button, so these 5 buttons are placed inside this linear layout. So now if I minimize, if I want to create more thing, so first of all I minimize this linear layout. Linear layout contain 5 buttons. So if I Control C, and I have to paste the here. So when I paste here, I am not able to see anything. Why? Because I not give here layout weight. So press enter and set the layout weight 1, and come inside this linear layout again, and here we have to also give the layout weight 1. And now see the beauty. You can see now it is perfectly placed here. So hope you understand how this kind of layout is creating. So now this is our second column. So I open this design. So this is %8520, %8520. So first of all, for now I type here 4%, I type here P, and I give the ID name here button %. Now click on this button and expand this one, and this is the button 8. So I delete this and I type a button 8 and change the ID name. This is our button 5, so I change the ID name button 5. So you can see it is very easy to create this kind of design. And this is our button 2, and I type here button 2, and at last what we have 0, button 0. So this is the ID name instead of button 00, button 0, and I change the text 0. So first of all I cross check 8520, so it is fine. 8520, it is fine. Now we need again a row here, so I can minimize this. So this contain whole row, so Control C, copy and paste the row here, column here, sorry, and paste it again. So now all four columns are created successfully, and it is placed perfectly, and it is responsive. So expand this one. So this is our button backspace, and for now I type here capital B for backspace, button backspace. Now this is the 789, give the ID name here button 9, and this is the 6, type here 6, and this is the button 3, and at last, first of all I forget to change the ID, so this is button 3, and at last what we have, this is the dot, so button dot, and we have to make change here text dot. So this is also created, this row column is also created successfully. Now the last column is left. So at last we have what we have: divide, multiply, subtract, plus, equal. So click on this, and this is the divide. So for now I type a capital D, and instead of button %, I have to type a divide. This is the multiply. So for now I type a star, and I type here multiply, then type here divide, multiply, subtract, button minus, and I type here minus. Then this is the add, so I type here button add, and I type here plus symbol, and at last what we have equal. So click on this, type here equal, and this is the button equal. So you can see now the design of the calculator is created successfully. Now one thing I want to say, minimize this. So this linear layout contain whole layout of buttons, and this linear layout contain edit text. So we want this linear layout just above this button. So that's why we have to type here layout above, and I give the ID name button layout, that's why it is fine, and give the margin bottom, and I give the margin bottom 70 dp. So now the design is finally created. Now what we have to make change, we have to add a % symbol here, divide symbol here, and a backspace symbol here. So open Chrome browser, or you can open any browser, and for now you have to type here % symbol, and after type % symbol, copy this, Control C, copy, open this, click on this button and change the text. So delete this and paste the symbol here. Now open again, and we have to use a divide, and copy this, Control C, copy, and open this and click on this and delete this capital D and paste this. So it is fine. Now we have to add a backspace here. So how we can add a backspace here? So for this we have to take a vector asset, new, then vector asset, and click on this icon and type here backspace. So you can use this icon or you can use whatever you want. Okay, next, finish. Now click on this icon, and from here you have to type here drawable top and give the backspace name. So it is fine. Delete this capital B, we don't need text here, so delete this. Now first of all set the drawable tint white, and then we have to give the drawable padding and give the padding 25 dp. Sorry, not we have to give the padding, we have to give the padding top 25 dp. So now it is perfectly placed here. So finally our XML code is finished, and now it's time to write the Kotlin code how to evaluate any expression inside this calculator. So you can see this is the code, is very clean code, and this is the responsive code and very clean code. So now close this file. Now come inside our main activity.kt file, and here we have to write the all code of how to evaluate any expression. So first of all, we are going to use the JavaScript engine inside our application. So for this we have to add a dependency. So open your build.gradle module app, and here we have to add a dependency here. So I open my previous one project, and from here I can copy the dependency. So I simply copy this, Ctrl+C copy, and I will also provide this dependency in description, so you can type it manually or you can type it by seeing the video. And then after this you have to click on sync now, so it will add this dependency. So it is showing error, that's why, because I copy the wrong word. I have to type here implementation instead of this. Click on try again. So now you can see build successful, and now we are ready to write the code. So first of all, as we know, it does not matter whether we are doing Kotlin, it does not matter whether we are doing Android project with Java, we have to assign the XML ID into Java IDs. So the method is little bit different, only the syntax is changed. So now I will show you how to do this kind of thing. So first of all, we have to type here, declare one thing. So latent var, and then I already upload a Kotlin tutorial. If you don't check, then please check, because I explain everything how to declare a variable. So I need a button one, and this is the type of the button is Android.widget.button, and by using this way we have to declare all buttons. Latent var button 2, then this is the again same type, Android.widget.button. So by using this same way you have to do this thing. So I want to save my time and your time also, so that's why I can simply copy this code of this, because this is the repetitive code and very easy. So I can copy this latent var up to this thing. So Ctrl+C and simply paste the code here. So you can see this is the button 3, button 4, button 5, button 6, button 8, button 9, button 0, button 00, button %, button clear, button dot, equal, add, subtract, multiply, divide, backspace. So hope you understand. Now what we have a two edit text. So I type here latent var, and then I type here input text, and type of this edit text. So this is very easy. Then latent var, and then we have to type here result text, and we have to type of this edit text again. Now at last we have to declare a variable var check, and later I will tell you what is the working of this variable. So this is fine. Now after this we have to assign the XML ID into our Kotlin IDs. So how we can do this? So if I want to assign button 1 equal button 1, button 0, let's start with find view ID r.id.button 0. So it is same like Java. Then if I have a button 00, then equal find view ID r.id.button 00. And in Kotlin we don't need to add a semicolon. So first of all I want to hide the action bar, so support action bar dot hide. So now we have to add a null label. So take your cursor here and click on this replace with save call. So it is just add a question mark here. So this is fine. Now using this way you can assign the XML ID into Java ID. So I can copy this code also. So I open my project, and you can see this is the same code. So I can copy the whole code from button 0 to up to button input text. So I copy this and paste the code here. So I cut this code and paste the code here. So you can see button 0 equal find view ID r.id.button 0, button 1, button 2, button 9, button 00, button % clear, button dot equal, and it is not showing anything. So it is showing input text. So I give the ID name here input text. So this is like conflicting. So now it is fine. Now by mistake I add a semicolon here, but in Kotlin there no need to add a semicolon here. So it is your choice whether you want to add a semicolon here or not, because it is not a compulsory. So you can also add, it is your choice completely. Okay. So now I also want to set a horizontal position on our edit text, which is our input text. So how we can do this? So for this we have to type here, we have to write also some Kotlin code. So for this we have to type here input text dot set movement method, and inside this you have to type here scrolling movement method, and inside this you have to don't pass nothing, and that is fine. Now we have to type here input text dot set activated, and inside this pass true, set activated. So this is fine. Now inside this input text dot set pressed, and inside this pass true. So this is fine. Now XML ID is also set it successfully, and Java IDs is also set it successfully. And now we have to take a variable of string type. So where, and give any variable name. I give text, and this is the type of the variable string. So later I will tell you what is the working of string. Now let's write the code. If someone click on button, then how to show that number on our edit text. So now if someone click on button, then we have to show that text on our input text. So for this we have to type here, first of all type here, let us suppose if I type here button 1, that's set on click listener, then you have to take 2 curly braces inside kotlin. We have to write this. Now let us suppose you are clicking this button 1 again and again. So first of all we have to fetch the already present text inside our edit text, and then we have to concatenate this one with that one. So you can see how we can do this. So for this I already take a variable string text equal input text. First of all we have to take a text from our input text dot text. In Java we have to use get text, but in Kotlin we don't have a getter and setter. We can directly type here dot text, and then we have to type this to string, and then we have to concatenate with this one because this is a button 1. So hope you understand how this is work. Now we have to set this new text on our edit text again. So input text dot set text, and inside this you have to pass here text. So hope you understand this is fine. And then we have to call a function result, and which will evaluate this expression. So result text. So I don't create this function till now, so take your cursor here and click on this create function. So this is the same. So now it is created successfully. Now we have to write the same code for our button 0, 00, button dot, button up to button 9. So what I can do, I open this project and I can copy paste the code because it is just a easy code. You can see on button 2 I want to concatenate button 2, on button 3 I want to concatenate but 3 number. So I can copy this button 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 0 and 00 and dot. Up to dot I can copy this. So Control C and I paste the code here. So that's it. So hope you understand how this thing works. So button 1 is present, 3 is present. So this is the error is present because in my previous project I take the name input text and I take here input double T here, and here single T is present. So I can delete this double T from here and also double T from here, and I can make change here double T. This is just ID name, so I can delete double T here, and so you can see now all error is gone. So hope you understand now how this thing is work. On button 1 we have to concatenate button 4, on button 4 we have to concatenate button 4 number, and on clicking on button 5 we have to concatenate 5 number, on click on button 6 we have to concatenate button 6. Now the condition is come whenever user click on any operator, then we have to show that operator also, and then we have to evaluate the expression. So how we can do this? So for this there is one more condition in our application. So if I open my application and if I open this, so let us suppose you are enter any number 8, 9, 10, 11 here, then you click on multiply, and so it is not showing result here. But if you after entering any operator, then after enter your number, then it will going to show result here. So how we are able to identify whether user enter operator and then after operator user enter number? Because otherwise it will going to crash our application if we call this function again and again for call to evaluate the result, because on that time it going to contain only one number and one operator. But for performing the operation we need at least 2 number with one operator. So hope you understand, 2 operands with 1 operator. So hope you understand. So that's why I take a variable check. So first of all let's see the coding part and then we will see how this thing works. So if someone can click on button add dot set on click listener, then inside this first of all we have to take the text from our edit text, input text dot text to string, and also we have to concatenate what we have to concatenate plus. So then after this we have to set this new text on our edit text, input dot set text, and pass this text here, and then we have to increase this check equal check plus 1. We have to increment this. So and here I am not calling this function, because why I not calling this function? Because let us suppose if I have a 1 number and if I have a 1 operator, so I don't want to calculate any operation and I am not able to calculate. But if I have 2 operand, so after entering operator, when user enter number, then I am going to calling this function, so it will automatically evaluate this. So hope you understand how this thing is work. So now what I have to do, I have to simply copy this code, Control C copy, and paste it 5 times. So this is button add and this is our button sub, and here I have to type here button sub. So instead of this I have to take a minus here, then we have a multiply, button multiply, and I type him. At last we have a button divide, and here you have to use divide. So instead of this I have to use this one, divide here, and then at last we have button percent. So I copy this again, Control C, and paste the here, and here you have to type a button percent, and here we have to use this symbol. So click on this and now copy this and open this main activity query and paste it here. So now this is done. Now if someone click on equal button, then what we have to do? So if someone click on equal button, then we have to clear the above below edit text, and we have to set the main result on our input text. So for this we have to write the code here. So for this you have to type here button equal dot set text, and inside this, instead of set text, you have to type here set on click listener. Then after this we have to type here text equal result text. We have to take the text from our result text to string, and after this what we have to do, we have to set this text on our input text dot text, and here we have to type here set text, and here we have to type here text, and at last we have to set the result text dot set text null. So hope you understand. Now button clear is left. So if someone click on button clear, then we have to clear the both fields. So button clear dot set on click listener. So on that time we have to set the both field null. So Control V, and instead of text what I type here null. So this is fine. Now after this what we have to do, the last operation is left, button backspace. So after button backspace we will write the main code how to evaluate any expression. So first of all you have to type here button backspace dot set on click listener, then two braces, and after this you have to type here, we have to take a variable here. I give the variable name backspace, you can give any variable name, and then this is type of the variable is string, and by default what I assign this inside this null. Now if we have to use this, if input text is contain something, then we are able to backspace, otherwise not. So hope you understand how this thing is work. So let us suppose if input text does not contain anything and user want to backspace, that's why if your input text is contain something, that's why we have to backspace this. So if input text dot length greater than 0, then what we have to do, we have to call this. So val, and you have to type here string builder, this one, and type of this string builder equal string builder, and inside this what we have to pass, we have to pass the text which is our present inside our. So I have to type here input text dot text. Then after this we have to declare a variable here val, and I give the variable name, any variable name you can give. I give the variable name find, and here I have to type here input text dot text to string. So this is this contains the string builder text, and this is the find. So first of all we will convert this text inside this string builder, and also we will store that text inside a find variable val find, and after this we have again a variable val find 2, and at last I have to type here find dot last. So it will going to find the last character of our input text. So now why I am typing this, let us suppose if user backspacing the operator, then we don't want to calculate, or we can say we have to decrement this, because on pressing the operator we are increment this check. So if user click on backspace, and if user want to delete the any operator, then we have to decrease this also, check 1. So decrement this also, check 1. So that's why I have to evaluate whether it is contain any operand or not. So if I type here if find2 dot equals, and inside this you have to use this same conditions here, if it is equal plus, or if find2 dot equals, and if it equal minus, and find2 equals, and this is the equal multiply, and find2 dot equals, and here we have to type here divide, and at last what we have percentage. So find true dot equals, and here we have to pass a percentage symbol. So where is percentage symbol? So it is very tedious. Control C, copy and paste this percentage symbol here. So if it is this condition, then we have to decrement the check equals check -1, and you will understand more clearly what is check when we are going to evaluate the any expression. So for this, now it is fine. Now we have to backspace the character also. So for this we have to type a string builder dot delete char at, and where we want to delete char at, input text dot text dot length -1. So we have to declare this, and then after this what we have to do, we have to concatenate the new string inside our backspace variable. Backspace equals string builder to string, and at last we have to set the new string on our input text. So input text dot set text, and inside this we have to pass this backspace, and then we have to call this function again result, and in this time I have to pass this backspace string to evaluate this expression. So hope you understand. Now every code is finished. Now the only main code is left of our function result. So now we have to see how this thing is going to work and how we are able to evaluate any expression. So for this, press enter first here. Then after this we have to type here val and give the variable name engine, and then after this we have to type here script engine. I already added dependency, that's why. Then after this you have to take a equal script engine manager, this one, and now two braces, and then after this dot get engine by name, and the engine name is Rhino, RIHNO. So this is the engine name. So I open this, and first of all I confirm whether the engine name is this. So you can see this is the engine name Rhino. So this is fine. Now we have to use a try catch here, try, and inside this we have to take a variable here val and give the variable name result, and inside this the type of the variable is any, and engine, then we have to evaluate the expression which we receive inside our string. So whenever user press on any button, we are passing this string as a text, and we have to evaluate this expression. So hope you understand. Now this engine, this single line can evaluate any expression. So hope you understand how this thing is going to work. And then after this we have to take a one more variable var, and then we have to type here main result, and inside this we have to convert the result to string to set on our edit text, and then we have to set this. So first of all we have to check. So if check equal 0, then it means there is no operand is present, or there is no operator is present. So we have to set only text on our input text. But if there is operator is present, then we have to set the text on our input text as well as on our result text. So that's why we take a result variable. So if check equal 0, then we have to set the result text dot set text, and inside this pass null. And inside else part, what we have to do, if it else, then we have to set the result text dot set text, and inside this we have to type here main result, which we are getting. So hope you understand how this thing is work. Now at last we have a catch, and here we have to create a script exception, and you can print any message, whether if you are getting any exception, it is yours. So you can type any message tag. So finally our project is ready. So now it's time to check our app whether the app is working or not. So, and if it is working fine, then we will end this video, and if there is error present, then we will check the error, and then we will end this video. So for this I have to connect my phone, and I press on run button, and grid will start building. So now it builds successful. So I forget to change the title bar color, so it is not a big issue. So now if I enter any number, so you can see I enter this number, then I want to add plus, so you can see I am getting the correct result. So every time I'm going to get the correct result. If I click on clear, it is working fine. If I click on backspace, it is also working fine. If I try to calculate the percentage, it is also working fine. And you can see equal button is also working fine, and ripple effect is also working fine. So everything is working properly in our project. So now let's change the title bar color. So I open this. So for changing the title bar color, first of all open this ripple effect and copy this color code, or you can use your any color code, and now come inside your themes, inside colors, and you have to make change here. So now the code is finally ready. Now let's run this application again and see whether it is working or not. So you can see now it is working fine, and the title bar color is also changing successfully. So I hope guys you like this tutorial, and this is the only video on YouTube. So if you like this concept of JavaScript engine, then please let me know in comments. And if you have any query, if you have any question regarding to this video, then you can comment down below. I will try to give the answer of every comment. Please like the video because these tutorials take so much time to build. So please like the video, please share this video with your friend. Thank you. See you soon in next amazing video.